Our solar system consists of the Sun and everything that orbits that Sun, such as the Pluto, planets we all know from elementary school. But the main planets, as fascinating and diverse as they are just the beginning of the story. Earth's neighbors in space include comets, asteroids, dwarf planets, mysterious moons, and a lot of other strange phenomena that are so out of this world they defy explanation. From Pluto's ice-spewing volcanoes to a canyon on Mars big enough to stretch across the United States, the solar system is full of jaw-dropping surprises. So, stay tuned as we explore 15 mind-bending facts about our solar system that will shock you. Number 15. Saturn's yin-yang moon. Saturn's moon. Iapetus is like the solar system's greatest paradox. One side is as dark as charcoal, the other as bright as fresh snow. It's not just a quirk, it's an identity crisis you can see from space. Astronomers in the 1600s noticed something was up when Iapetus kept flipping between being easily visible and practically invisible through a telescope. So, why does this moon rock such an extreme look? Scientists believe it comes down to heat and ice. The dark side absorbs sunlight and warms up, causing its ice to vaporize and leave behind darker material, while the bright side stays icy and reflective. Over time, this feedback loop exaggerated the difference, turning Iapetus into a cosmic yin-yang. It's not just striking, it's scientifically fascinating. Iapetus defies the idea that moons are just boring chunks of rock. Instead, it's a reminder that even in space, things aren't always black and white. Except, well, here they are. Number 14. Jupiter's Great Red Spot is shrinking. Jupiter's Great Red Spot has been raging for centuries, a storm so colossal it once dwarfed Earth 3 times over. But recently, astronomers have noticed something pretty strange. The storm is shrinking. Over the last few decades, it's gone from a behemoth to a mere giant, about half its historic size. The reason behind this downsizing is unclear like DB copper. Is Jupiter's atmosphere shifting? Are the winds that feed it losing their punch? NASA's Juno spacecraft has been getting a closer look, revealing that the storm reaches hundreds of miles deep, but even that hasn't answered all the questions. Interestingly, amateur astronomers are playing a key role in tracking this phenomenon. Unlike professional observatories, which divide time between countless projects, dedicated skywatchers have been meticulously documenting the storm's evolution. Whatever the cause, Jupiter's Great Red Spot reminds us that even the most enduring features of the cosmos are subject to change. For now, we're just lucky to witness it. Number 13. Neptune is too hot. Neptune is full of surprises, and if we talk about its temperature, it is no exception. Logic would suggest that being 30 times farther from the Sun than Earth would leave it cold and quiet. Yet Neptune's atmosphere is wild, with winds roaring at speeds of 1,500 miles per hour and heat radiating from the planet like it's got a secret furnace. Here's where things get puzzling. Uranus, which sits closer to the Sun, radiates about the same amount of heat. Neptune, on the other hand, emits way more energy than it takes in. Scientists are scratching their heads trying to figure out the source of all this extra heat. Is it leftover energy from the planet's formation? The heat from its core? Some unknown process entirely? Neptune's refusal to follow the rules makes it one of the solar system's biggest mysteries. While other planets seem content with their roles, Neptune's chaotic energy keeps scientists guessing. And honestly, who doesn't love a little rebellion? Number 12. Pluto has a bizarre atmosphere. Well, Pluto may have lost its planet status, but it is still the focus of attention. When NASA's New Horizons spacecraft flew by, scientists discovered an atmosphere that shattered their theories. For one, it stretches an astonishing 1,000 miles above the surface, much higher than anyone thought possible. But it gets weirder. Pluto's atmosphere has around 20 distinct layers, each cooler and denser than expected. And while Pluto is constantly losing nitrogen gas to space at an alarming rate, it somehow keeps replenishing it. Where's all this nitrogen coming from? The answer likely lies in Pluto's geology, which seems far more active than anyone gave it credit for. Pluto's haze is also surprisingly complex, hinting at intricate chemical interactions happening in its frigid skies. It's a world that refuses to be simple or predictable, proving that even at the far edge of the solar system, there's still room for surprises. So Pluto, we'll never forget you. Number 11. Mercury is still shrinking. Mercury may be the smallest planet, but it's still making moves. Recent data from NASA's Messenger mission revealed that Mercury is shrinking. Yes, even billions of years after its formation. Scientists discovered fault scarps, small cliff-like formations caused by the planet's crust contracting as it cools. What's remarkable is that these features are relatively young, geologically speaking. This means Mercury's crust is still adjusting, cracking, and shifting as it continues to lose heat from its core. Once thought to be a dead planet, Mercury is showing signs of tectonic activity, challenging assumptions that only Earth plays host to such processes. Mercury's density and history as a fiery world are likely driving this slow transformation. It's a planetary reminder that even the smallest players in the solar system have stories to tell, and sometimes they're still writing new chapters long after everyone assumed the book was closed. Number 10. There's water everywhere. It's hard to imagine, but water isn't just an Earth thing. It's a solar system thing. Once thought to be rare, we now know water ice is everywhere. It's hiding in the shadowed craters of Mercury and the Moon, frosting Mars' poles, and even flowing in underground oceans on distant moons. Jupiter's Europa is a prime candidate for alien life, with scientists suspecting its cracked surface hides an ocean twice the size of all of Earth's combined. But here's the twist. Not all water is the same. When the Rosetta spacecraft got up close with Comet 67P, it found water ice vastly different from Earth's, dashing hopes for a universal cosmic standard. Even Saturn's moon Enceladus spews icy geysers that suggest liquid oceans beneath. From comets to dwarf planets like Ceres, water is practically the universe's signature. Whether it's icy, salty, or tucked beneath frozen crusts, it raises the tantalizing question: is life hiding in one of these watery corners? Number 9. Mars' largest valley could swallow the U.S. whole. If you think the Grand Canyon is impressive, Mars would like you to hold its rover. The Martian Canyon System, Valles Marineris, is a colossal 2,500 miles long enough to stretch across the entire U.S., its depth 4 times deeper than the Grand Canyon. Discovered in 1971 by Mariner 9, it's still one of Mars's most mysterious features. How did it form? Well, as we always say, no one's entirely sure, but the Tharsis volcanic region might hold the answer. As massive volcanoes like Olympus Mons pushed up on the crust, the stress may have caused it to crack, unleashing underground water and glaciers that carved out the canyons. It's a landscape of epic proportions, shaped by forces we can barely imagine. While scientists debate the exact origins, Valles Marineris remains a jaw-dropping reminder of the power of planetary geology, and just how small Earth's natural wonders really are in comparison. But hey, we still love our rented home. Number 8. Uranus spins sideways. Uranus might seem like just another gas giant in the outer solar system, but it's actually the weirdo of the planetary family. Unlike every other planet, Uranus rotates on its side, making it look more like a rolling ball than a spinning top. Well, that's weird. Scientists believe this bizarre tilt is the result of a massive collision billions of years ago that knocked the planet completely off kilter. The consequences of this tilt are extreme. Uranus experiences the wildest seasons imaginable, with one pole basking in sunlight for 21 Earth years while the other is plunged into complete darkness. It's like the universe's longest summer and winter rolled into one. Adding to the mystery, in 2014, its atmosphere erupted with unpredicted storms, throwing all expectations out the window. Number 7. Titan's liquid methane cycle. Titan, Saturn's largest moon, doesn't just look alien, it acts the part too. Like Earth, it has a liquid cycle where materials evaporate, condense, and fall back to the surface. But instead of water, Titan's lakes and seas are filled with methane and ethane, hydrocarbons that would be flammable here, but flow freely in Titan's frigid minus 290 degrees Fahrenheit environment. Titan's atmosphere is so dense that humans could theoretically fly through it with wings strapped to their arms. Researchers are already dreaming of sending a submarine to explore its methane seas, hoping to uncover the secrets of this otherworldly hydrological cycle. While Earth's water cycle supports life, Titan's methane cycle makes us wonder, could life exist in a place so fundamentally different? Number 6. Miranda's patchwork past. Miranda, a moon of Uranus, looks like it was pieced together by an indecisive cosmic sculptor. With jagged ridges, deep craters, and chaotic terrain, it's one of the most baffling moons in the solar system. When Voyager 2 snapped images of it in 1986, scientists were stunned. How could a moon so small, barely 300 miles across, end up looking so geologically chaotic? The leading theory is that Miranda's surface was shaped by tidal forces from Uranus's gravity. These gravitational pushes and pulls could generate enough heat to churn the moon's interior, causing massive upheavals on its surface. But there's still so much we don't know, especially since Voyager 2 only captured its southern hemisphere. The North remains a mystery, waiting for a future spacecraft to uncover its secrets. Until then, Miranda stands as one of the quirkiest and most intriguing bodies in the solar system. What's your wild theory about it? Well, let us know. Number 5. The birth of our solar system. Around 4.6 billion years ago, our solar system emerged from a collapsing cloud of interstellar gas and dust. A nearby supernova may have triggered the collapse, setting off a chain reaction that created the sun at the center of a swirling disk of material. Gravity worked its magic, pulling matter together to form the planets, moons, and other bodies we see today. The sun claimed 99% of the mass, while the remaining scraps became everything from rocky planets to icy comets. But not everything made the cut. The asteroid belt, for instance, is the leftover rubble that never quite formed a planet. The same goes for comets and meteoroids, celestial debris from the early solar system's chaotic beginnings. The solar system's birth wasn't a gentle process. It was violent, messy, and full of collisions. But out of that chaos came the orderly system we call home, a testament to the universe's ability to create beauty from destruction. Number 4. Venus is whipped by superpowered winds. Venus, with its 900-degree Fahrenheit surface and crushing atmospheric pressure, doesn't just flirt with hell, it is hell. Soviet Venera spacecraft barely lasted a few minutes on its surface in the 70s before they were fried or crushed beyond recognition. But the chaos doesn't stop at ground level. High above the surface, Venus's upper winds rip through its atmosphere at speeds 50 times faster than the planet rotates. Monitored by the European Venus Express spacecraft from 2006 to 2014, these winds proved to be hurricane-force monsters, and bizarrely, they seem to be speeding up over time. In 2020, scientists stirred excitement by detecting phosphine, a potential sign of life, in Venus's clouds. The excitement was short-lived, though, as follow-up studies confirmed Venus is far too dry for life as we know it. The winds, still howling. The surface, still a literal death trap. Venus may be fascinating, but it's not rolling out the welcome mat anytime soon. Number 3. Planet 9. Somewhere far beyond Neptune, there's a cosmic mystery that keeps astronomers awake at night: Planet 9. This theoretical giant could explain the strange, seemingly choreographed movements of icy objects in the Kuiper Belt, a region that's basically the solar system's attic, full of leftovers from its chaotic past. In 2015, astronomers Konstantin Batygin and Mike Brown mathematically predicted this elusive planet's existence. And we're not talking small here. This thing could be 10 times the mass of Earth. If it's real, it's hiding well. But some scientists think we might find it within the next decade. Then there's the wild card theory. Maybe Planet 9 isn't a planet at all. What if it's a grapefruit-sized black hole bending space-time like an invisible puppeteer? Or maybe, just maybe, those Kuiper Belt oddballs are being herded by a gang of smaller objects. Either way, the edge of the solar system just got a lot more interesting. Number 2. Earth's Van Allen belts are more bizarre than expected. Earth might seem calm from the ground, but just beyond our atmosphere, it's surrounded by 2, sometimes 3, intense belts of radiation called the Van Allen belts. These magnetic fields, discovered in 1958, trap highly charged particles from the sun, forming invisible shields that protect our planet. Think of them as Earth's personal force fields. The Van Allen probes, launched in 2012, gave scientists an unprecedented look at these belts and uncovered some mind-bending surprises. For starters, the belts aren't static. They expand and contract dramatically depending on solar activity. Sometimes they merge into a single massive belt. Other times, an extra belt appears, as it did in 2013. Why does this matter? Understanding the belts helps scientists predict space weather, like solar storms, which can disrupt satellites, power grids, and even astronauts. The Van Allen belts are a reminder that Earth's magnetosphere isn't just a scientific curiosity. It's our planet's first line of defense against meteoroids and alien attacks. Number 1. The solar atmosphere. The sun has a personality quirk that still baffles scientists. Its atmosphere, the corona, is millions of degrees hotter than its surface. To put it simply, it's like standing next to a campfire and realizing the smoke is hotter than the flames. The surface, or photosphere, clocks in at 10,000 degrees, while the corona hits a jaw-dropping few million degrees. So, what's heating the corona? Scientists have a couple of theories. One involves heat bombs, created when magnetic fields snap and reconnect, releasing bursts of energy. Another blames plasma waves that move upward from the sun's surface, transferring energy to the outer layers. Thanks to the Parker Solar Probe, which recently became the first spacecraft to touch the sun, we're closer than ever to understanding this fiery mystery. The sun's corona might be out of reach for humans, but it continues to tease us with questions. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe for more content like this. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next one.